A recent post that went by my feed on Reddit, it was from a guy in Dubai, and this is a pretty common thing here. Men and women, they're just not able to find, good people, speaking strictly in their terms, people with their same interests or religious beliefs or morals or values. And it's like, yeah, honestly speaking, Dubai is the perfect country in terms of keeping it real and keeping it straight. No bullshit. And that's amazing about here, the UAE. And you know what? A lot of people don't like don't like the truth, don't like things as they are. And it's hard for them to accept these things, especially if they grew up in a different environment, culture, and rules. So I can understand that, but it doesn't mean that this is bad. So that guy was looking for a girl, a woman on a dating site, and he had his bio there, his description and pictures and, some of his thoughts and beliefs. And he put modest pictures there, not modern, modest pictures there and decent pictures there. And he spent a week or two there, but apparently no matches, no results. Oddly common, yeah? Very common here. You're not the only one, honestly speaking. And I think maybe nobody will tell you this, but the truth is, those apps and dating things are just not worth it. It's not worth wasting your mental strength on those things. I'll be honest. But if you have a lot of time to spare and you want to dive into the dark arts and shit, playing with the mental shit, go ahead. That's up to you. That's your choice. But if you'd ask me, and if you were my friend or if you were my sister, I would honestly tell you not to do it. It's just not worth, your mental peace, I would say. Here, men and women, truth be told, honestly, they work on extremes. And that means generally everyone's here for a certain purpose to chase money, to chase success, and that's not bad. They're doing their own thing and it's their choice. But what ends up happening is you keep finding people who are chasing things but not looking to settle down. So, how you behave or how you appear is generally what you will attract. And if you're appearing in a, you know, if you're flexing in a way, you're standing with your money, so to say, or Gucci shit and, cars or whatever it could be, you end up attracting the wrong crowd. It doesn't mean that the right people are not there. It's the amount, it's the percentage that those people, the good people, are just like 1%. And 99% of the bots or the people or the fake profiles are just looking for, a quick stop by, a quick pull. And it's common here. But it just depends on you. If you appear in a certain way, you speak a certain you speak a certain sign or like an attraction for them, and it becomes like this trap for your own self. Just because you appeared that way, now you're getting that attention. But the truth is, the attention was always there. It's how you present yourself and the type of attention you're getting. Is it the right one? Is it the one that you really want? Anyone who has religious values and morals, let me tell you this very straight. Here in the UAE, If you find a certain girl who's from any of the outside countries and she's grown up with a certain, you know, amount of freedom which is dangerous for them, and she has become a little bit of, too free in a way, just become this cloud in the sky, and she's just shining like the sun, and everybody's looking at her. Trust me, she's not going to change. And the amount of people that change from that to something that you want is very little. It is not worth your time to invest. If she would really want to, she will, but I would say just don't freaking invest, bro. Don't, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Nobody will tell you that. Everybody's gonna give you hope, like, no, no, it's fine, it's gonna be fine, she might change. Don't. I swear to God, don't. It will not be worth. There are some rare people out there. That's like a point where 0.1% chance, I would say, that people do change. But generally speaking, it's not worth it. And then you're like, okay, how am I gonna find the right people, right? How will I find? I think the way to find the right people is to behave completely in that manner. And what I mean by that is, if you're praying 5 times a day, but you're visiting the club every week, or you're going to a certain place which attracts a certain amount of people which don't hold those values, you're not doing it right. Try to fix those things completely. That's my suggestion. I'm not advising anyone, it's just my suggestion. And then what ends up happening is you're creating more chances for you to be seen as as a as a as an opportunity for someone's, you know, you might find your yang there through a yin. And perhaps sitting in those, I'm not saying you gotta sit in the mosque every day now. Like all your time has to be spent in the mosque. No, that's not what I'm saying. But try to spend your time with a lot of like-minded people. And what ends up happening is eventually you create chances for yourself to be seen or to find someone. So, for example, sitting with the crowd at the mosque, like you're meeting a couple of people there. Once you finish the prayers, you say hi, hellos. So you're meeting a bunch of people there just saying hi, hellos. And your chance might arrive. And no, the uncle or the guy, he's not gonna have someone in the pocket, he's not gonna give it to you. But you gotta be ready for the opportunity. And I don't know how it will appear, honestly, but you gotta be present. You gotta be in there to experience the magic, you know what I mean? Uh, Other ways is, going to calm places, I would say. The library. I know that sounds stupid. Um, the cafes, but go to those places which are not crazy flashy, calm places, gatherings, you know, decent friend gatherings, and so many more, man. I can't really give you a pinpoint or like a map to where it is, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? It's those places where you'll be seen, where you'll be speaking to, where you'll be present, and eventually I think there will be an opportunity there for you. And that's it. And you could also voice it out, you could be subtle about it. You don't have to, get a freaking, one of those crazy big cone micro, like speakers and shit, and start speaking. Oh, I'm looking for, my yang, or, you know. So, yeah, it's honestly, at the end of the day, if you do all those things, and you can say to yourself, I did all those things as much as I could, and the rest I'll just leave it to God, and I'll be patient in a way. I think, and if you truly believe that, you're not bullshitting that, I think you'll find something for sure. And yeah.